Hey there, buddy. CFL Jim here to give you the Week 7 CFL Recap. Let's get into it, shall we? Game number 1, we had the Edmonton Elks taking on the Ottawa Redblacks in a rematch of last week, with the Redblacks winning this one 20-14. Man, what can't the Elks do except for win? They can fire their coach, they can switch in quarterbacks, but they just can't win. This game, it wasn't even like super competitive. They weren't up and then threw it away. They still had their late game fumblings, but it just wasn't really there for them this time. You thought maybe, oh, they got rid of the coach, they got rid of the problem. Nope, it's still all there. Edmonton is a mess. Ottawa, good job on you. You're looking clean. You still have problems of your own. Don't get me wrong. Those problems have been overshadowed by the fact that you're playing the Elks, so your problems look a little bit better in comparison, but you still have your worries. You still have some issues, but dang, for the last few seasons where the Red Blacks have been, how can you not love watching this team perform at this moment? They look fun, they look prepared, and that's just not something we've been saying for Ottawa recently. Good for them. They keep marching. They're marching up on my power rankings. This Red Blacks team is feisty. For the Red Blacks, use this as like a little momentum boost. Use these last 2 weeks of getting to play a team like Edmonton to your advantage and kind of carry that against some real stepping stone sort of teams. Maybe I want to see them play a team like Toronto, how they look right now. I'd love to see Ottawa square up against Calgary to kind of see where they are in the thick of things at this moment. I think that would be really exciting. For Edmonton, boy, I just get a win sometime this season, eh? Like, you guys got to do something. You got to get a win eventually. Just by process of elimination, you have to get a win eventually, right? That's the only way you're going to be able to do this. I don't know. Edmonton, I don't know. Game number 2, we had the Winnipeg Blue Bombers taking on the Saskatchewan Roughriders, with the Roughriders winning this one 19-9. Oh, boy. What did I say last week, Winnipeg? I told you to see if we could use the momentum of getting a couple wins under your belt. You got your quarterback back. You're feeling yourselves a little bit. You're going to play Saskatchewan, a vaunted rival who you have been dominating for the past couple years. And what do? You lay an egg. You look terrible. Offensively, bleh. Defensively, bleh. Special teams, bleh. Except for Sergio. The only reason you're even in these games is Sergio Castillo. So you better get on your freaking knees and kiss his boots for what he's doing for your team right now. He's keeping you alive. He's keeping you on life support right now. Gosh darn it. And for Saskatchewan, it's like the complete opposite thing. I am starting to believe in Shea Patterson. This team is doing it to me. International man of mystery, Shea Patterson. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on. The world is crazy. I'm believing that the Roughriders can maybe make a run here with how good their defense is and the amount of takeaways that they're generating, that they can just do whatever they want. They did whatever they wanted defensively, it felt like, to Winnipeg in this game. The run stoppage of Saskatchewan is just so immense that nothing can be done. No lead is safe because you can't run on them. You have to throw the ball, and they're great at generating turnovers. It's bleh. Takeaways for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Man, I don't know at this point, okay? You guys, you're still hurt all over the place. Your defense is a train wreck. Your offense is almost a travesty at points. Do something different. Maybe put Strevler, I don't know. Do something. Do something different. Change it up. You know what I'm doing? When I'm trying to change things up and my life is not working, which generally it's not working. It's a depressing life as a Jim sometimes, but I like to change things up. I like to walk in to a new business, to a new establishment, use a fake name. I have fake IDs for this reason. Maybe you need to change things up. Generate a new identity, so to speak. For the Roughriders, honestly, the coaching job going on in Saskatchewan is nothing short of miraculous. It looks amazing. I thought their season was over when Trevor Harris went down, and now I'm believing in Shea Patterson. This team on this defense and the way that they're playing, I think can make, I don't know if they can win it, but I think they can make the Grey Cup with the roster they have right now, which is not something I thought I'd be saying 2 weeks ago. No, sir. Game number 3, we had the Toronto Argonauts taking on the Hamilton Tigercats, with the Tigercats winning this one. Let me. Tigercats winning 27-24. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now, Toronto? What are you talking about here? You know what really sold me on the Tigercats in this game? It was their defense. Their defense were all over the place. Turnovers for Toronto, while not super plentiful, could not have been maybe at the worst points. A punt block that sets Hamilton up nicely for a touchdown, and then a pick six. Like what? Meanwhile, Hamilton is doing just enough on offense to win this game and not do anything crazy stupid. Even with all these things going Hamilton's way, the game was still extremely, extremely close. I mean, any time where you have to pull out and put in the Arbuckler, you're in a dire situation when you got to call for the Arbuckler. And I like Nick Arbuckle, don't get me wrong, but dire. For the Toronto Argonauts, man, the shine starting to wear off a little bit. You're almost really kind of wanting Chad Kelly back at this point. You take him. You're counting down the days. You're counting down the days so you can get your boy back and maybe get back in the swing and feel yourselves as a top dog again. You kind of need that boost. Until then, you're just a middle-of-the-pack CFL team. What does that make you? For the Tigercats, good freaking win, fellas. Good freaking win. Just stash this away, and when you're in the dog days of losing again next week, keep this one in the bank so you can smile that you beat the Toronto Argonauts. Keep that in your bank because you're going to need to look back on this one because I still don't believe in this Tigercats team at all. I'm just going to be flat out. Don't believe whatsoever. Game number 4, we had the BC Lions taking on the Calgary Stampeders, with the Stampeders winning this one 25-24. This is probably the worst game we're going to see of Vernon Adams this season. Hopefully I didn't just jinx them. I'm going to go knock on some wood. Because if he plays like this the rest of the season, oh boy. Oh boy. And even then, you almost won the game. The BC defense kind of stepped up a little bit. Calgary, oh boy. You got a good Jake Maier game. When you get a good Jake Maier game, let me tell you, almost anything is on the table with a good Jake Maier game. I've been there. I've seen it. I've seen the magic, and he can get you there. The only issue with him is he doesn't give you a good Jake Maier game week in and week out. You got to hope to the football gods that he's there for you, okay? But Calgary, this is kind of moving you up from that benchmark team I had you at the beginning of the year and putting you maybe up into that. You're breaking into that tier. That you're kind of like pushing your way into that top tier. That's how you do it. You take down a team like the BC freaking Lions, okay? Good on you, Stampeders. All around, just a pretty good team. And if you get a good Jake Maier game out of it, you could go into a great team. For the BC Lions, throw this one away. Vernon Adams probably not going to play that bad for most of the season, if not the entire rest of the season. He's still probably the number 1 player in the whole league at the moment, and I think he's going to continue doing that, and you can kind of safely rely on that. This is kind of an outlier. For Calgary, use this. Use this. You beat the number 1 team in my power rankings. You know how impressive that is? Good on you. Good on you, Calgary. Keep this momentum going. Maybe you're going to find yourselves probably in the playoff mix, and you can maybe make some noise. I'm starting to believe in this Stampeders team, which is a wonderful feeling. You just have hope. You have endless hope right now, and that's just magical. All right, folks, that'll lead me into my CFL Jim CFL Power Rankings for Week 7 of the CFL, that we all, as CFL fans, CFLU and CFL Me, just watched, presented by the CFL, Canadian Football League of Canada, CFL Week 7's Recap Power Rankings CFL Edition by me, CFL Jim, CFL. At number 9, it's the Edmonton Elks. It can't not be the Elks. It can't not be. This team is deathly allergic to winning. They need an EpiPen of a W if I've ever seen. They need it. They just need one win. I don't care if it's fluky. I don't care if they deserve it or not. They need a win. Otherwise, they're in absolute jeopardy at the moment. At number 8, it's the Hamilton Tigercats. Guess what, guys? You did just enough to get above the Elks. Congratulations. I still don't believe. Still, belief down here for Hamilton. At number 7, it's the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. All the good faith you guys built up these last couple weeks, guess what? It's gone. It's spoiled. When your offense can't score a single fucking touchdown, are you kidding me? No. No. You belong down here in the dredges with the teams like Hamilton and Edmonton. I'm even putting you in that tier. God, just disgusting. At number 6 is the Toronto Argonauts. What a fall for the Argos. Oh my gosh. This team is just, I don't know where to put them. Some weeks they're good, other weeks they're terrible. They might become my benchmark team, the rate that they're playing, where they're just kind of like good for the most part. I don't know. I don't know with this Toronto team. At number 5, it's the Ottawa Red Blacks. Congratulations, Red Blacks. You're good. You are capital G good. Now all you gotta do is be great. Being good is fine. And Lord knows that you've wanted this as a Ottawa fan for the last few years. But you gotta be great. Now you gotta move up to great. Speaking of which, at number 4, it is the Calgary Stampeders. Good on you, Calgary. Good on you. Good job, Stamps. That's what I'm going to say. Good on you, Stamps. No more to say about that one. At number 3, it is the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Still an extremely lucky team. This defense is absolutely sexual energy personified. And I think they're fine. I honestly think the Roughriders are fine. Good on you. Good enough to be number 3. At number 2, it is the Montreal Alouettes. Didn't play this week. Can't really judge them, so I'm going to keep them at number 2 because their last game was still a loss to the number 1 team, your BC Lions. Now, rough week for the Lions. I get it. But they're still my number 1 team. I still believe Vern Nams is the best player in the league. And I still think offensively they can take on anyone, any day. And until someone super unseats them, if they consistently lose, then they're going to keep falling. But until then, they're your number 1 for now. And that'll do it for my Week 7 CFL recap. My question for you lovely folks out there, who are you rooting for? We're kind of almost approaching the midpoint of the season. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Who are you rooting for to play in the Grey Cup? What matchup do you want to see? And who do you believe has been the most disappointing team of 2024? I'm CFL Jim. See you next week, buddy. Love you guys.